Right then, mate. So we'll get straight into it. I've got Azi Thomas with me today on the Hex Effect podcast, and he's a local lad from Colwyn Bay, and we're going to have a chat today about his gym, his MMA career. He was a Welsh Prem footballer as well, and it's surprising how much you learn about local people when you start looking him up. And he's had a very varied career. So we're going to have a chat with him now, and if you'd like to just give us a bit of a snapshot about your life, mate, and then we'll have a chat about that.
Yeah, no worries, bud. Semi-professional football. Used to play for Bangor, Rail, Colwyn Bay, Carnarvon. Quite very few teams there in North Wales. Then I went into boxing, amateur boxing. Then I went into the Commonwealth Games, boxed for Wales, won the Welsh titles. Then went into pro boxing. Then I had a little bit of a holiday for a few years. Went away, and then I come out. And then I started doing mixed martial arts, MMA, which I've just ended my career on now. I'm just doing jiu-jitsu and stuff and help coaching the local gym here that I own, the People's Gym. So I was helping people getting started in their careers and help also people get fit, healthy, and helping with a mindset and help people through all walks of life, really.
Yeah, cool. So you had the nickname Wombomb. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, it was my first MMA fight, really. So I basically knocked the lad out in a round with one punch. It was a bit of a bit of a bad punch, a bad knockout. I felt sorry for him after. I still feel sorry for him to today. But yeah, it was that's where the name came from. So a lot of people just named me One Bomb from that night and just stuck, really. But I didn't really get many knockouts after that. I got a lot of submissions and a lot of ground and pound victories. Not one shot, but that was the only one I pretty much had. But funny enough, it was my first fight.
Oh, good. That's good. So when was that then, mate?
Oh, 2000 and it's got to be around 2012 now. The first fight I had.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right, that's good.
but MMA,
And
mixed martial arts.
yeah, so how many lads do you reckon you've got on the books now that you're training with?
It varies really. Some people come in, go out. Some people start and stop. But if I'm competing competitive wise, how have I got ready right now? This moment, probably not the biggest number I've had. But I'll probably say about 12 to 14 lads and girls that could compete tomorrow if they wanted to.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So when's your next show?
We're looking at June 27th now. I was going to have a show April, but a couple of pullouts, so it didn't make sense to make the show then. So we're going to go back to June 27th. We're looking at putting massive fights on. So far, the shows have been amazing. Like everyone, the feedback we're getting now is fantastic. You know, we're trying to put the fights on that people want to see, rather than just paying for people that like journeymen all the time and people that fights that don't interest people. We want to put fights on that interest people. Not only that, make them good fights and entertaining because people pay hard-earned cash to come to our shows. £40, £60. It's expensive.
Yeah.
So to make sure they get their money's worth, and I feel like we're doing that right now. So it's good that we're doing that.
Oh, that is good, mate. Yeah, yeah. So you've had a bit of a varied career. Then you said you played Welsh Prem football. So
Yeah.
do you want to just tell us a little bit about that? Any highlights from playing for that? Because obviously I'm from Rill, and you said you play for Rill, Bangor, and Carnarvon. So any highlights from that?
Yeah, Carnarvon and Bangor derbies were pretty feisty, like, you know, really good. I was in both sides, you know, one for Carnarvon, one for Bangor, like, so I like my time at Bangor there. I just didn't really click with the manager. I don't think he, what's the word? I don't know. Didn't really fancy me, like, in a sense of being the best striker in the team at that time. But I felt it was okay. I felt I was doing well. Scored 2 goals, and then he dropped me the next game, and I thought, oh, my time's definitely over here now. I can't, you know, score 2 goals and then get dropped the next game. I was like, I couldn't figure out why. So I thought, well, he's obviously doesn't like me or something. I don't know, whatever reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, I moved on to Carnarvon. Did well there. No, I think I went to Rill actually. I went to Rill after there, and then ended up in Carnarvon. But yeah, Rill was a great team to play for. As well, very good atmosphere there, especially for when you're playing like Bangor, Carnarvon. We didn't really have a great team, although we did have probably the best Welsh Premier League striker ever of all time, I believe, in Lee Trundle. He was absolute quality. Best striker, honestly, unbelievably he was. He's definitely got Brazilian DNA in him. Skills on him, phenomenal.
It's funny you should say that, mate, because I commented on one of his posts the other day, and he replied to me. So I've asked him if he wants to come on the podcast as well, mate. Yeah, so it's funny you should bring Lee Trundle up.
Great,
might get a mention, mate, and he might come on the podcast now.
Yeah, definitely tag him. I'll tag him as well. He's good guy. He's like, you know, got a lot of time for Lee.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so yeah, the Premier League was good. I think it's improved a little bit slightly now. I don't know, there's a little bit more money in there. Still had the
Yeah,
likes of TNS back then. They were always dominating. They're pretty much up there still, I think. Still the same old scenario there in the Welsh Premier League. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, I
And
wanted.
then son of Mickey then, Manchester United and Wrexham footballer. What was it like being the son of a footballer, mate?
Well, it's kind of difficult, really, as well. You know, it has advantages, but if you're trying to be a footballer as a kid, I always used to get it. You're not going to be as good as your dad, are you? Will you be as good as your dad?
Yeah,
Blah blah blah. I'm an individual, me, so obviously love my dad loads, but I'm my own person. I've always had that mindset,
yeah.
like don't rely on
Did
young
that
people
drive you?
or
Did that drive you on a bit more when people
it
said
put me
that? Did
off
that
really.
drive
It's
you
like,
on?
you know what, I need to find something else. That's why I jumped out of it a little bit and then went down the wrong
Okay.
path a little bit, you know. But then
Yeah,
I came back to it probably a little bit too late. Like I say, but I was in the Premier League, Welsh Premier League then, and I got bored of football as well. Kind of got bored of it. It just wasn't really what I wanted to do. Really, I don't. I guess I got. Then I went to pre-season training in the Clwyd ABC, the boxing club there, with my pal there, Carl Evans, who played for Villa as well. He said, "Oh, come try this out, this boxing." I thought, "Go on, yeah." I've always wanted to be a bit of a scrapper. I like a little bit of scrap here, and I like watching the boxing. So go and give it a
yeah,
go. And I did, and I just didn't look back ever since then. I was just addicted to boxing. My mindset was just fight, 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 box. I want to box for like the best I can. I watched the Commonwealth Games, and I thought I'm going to box them. And eventually, 4 years later, I actually did. Everyone thought it was mad, but I thought I'm going to box in them
yeah,
games. My sister's boyfriend at the time, his mate was boxing, and Paul Smith, who ended up being a world champion, the three Smiggers, the brothers. He was boxing it as his pal. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to box. I was like, oh, shut up, I'll stick to football. But anyway, I
yeah.
stuck to boxing and I got there. So yeah, I've got that
That's
mindset
good.
where if I want to do something, I'm going to go and do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That brings me on nicely, mate. Because my 6 steps that I set you today. Obviously, the first one's inspiration. So, what was the sort of inspiration to say? I know you said that you sort of fell out of love with football a little bit. So, what was the inspiration on top of your friends boxing and stuff like that to start boxing and then to further your career and going on to MMA then?
I just found it more of an individual sport, and I kind of like attracted me to it because, like I say, of scoring goals and getting dropped. Where like, well, I haven't got a choice in if I play football, but I've got a choice whether I want to fight. So that kind of
Hmm.
inspired me. That pushed me on towards that way of doing things, and then obviously sparring in the gym and then seeing lads in the gym that are boxing for Wales, thinking, I think I could do this. You know, I'm looking up to these other people, thinking I can do this, like too. So I guess that as well. And then obviously the coaches and stuff inspire me, saying, you got ability and stuff. Stick to this.
Hmm.
You could actually be something at boxing.
Yeah.
So I guess words of encouragement as well off my coaches, and then seeing people around it, being around people that do it. I guess
Yeah.
that was it really. It
That's-
wasn't really anything like special or anything, but it's just things like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then you felt once you stepped into sort of the boxing arena or boxing world that the coaches were a bit more receptive of you. You felt a bit more like you belonged in a boxing ring as opposed to a football pitch.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, that's
Exactly.
good. That's good. So you say you won the Welsh ABA title, yeah? Representing
Yeah.
Wales at the Commonwealth Games. So where was that, mate?
In Melbourne, Australia.
Okay, cool. And then
Fantastic
and
over
then
there.
how did you get over there? Did were you sponsored and stuff like that?
Not really at the time. No, not really. It was kind of a mad thing. Like, Wales were I think we were behind the times, really. We went to Thailand a week before the games just to get acclimatized to warm weather training. But I think one of the coaches had a girlfriend over there that he see. So we ended up going there. Kind of funny story, really. And then we had the
Yeah.
scales there that weren't correct. So the scales were weighing heavy. So I was eating all this scran, weighing in. Oh, sound fucking hell, sound me. Not I don't have to worry about my weight. And I actually went to Australia 3 days before. We went to see the nutritionist. We have to have piss tests and stuff and make sure we're hydrated and things, and make sure we're all healthy and stuff. I was dehydrated to anything. But not only that, the worst thing was I was 76 kilo 3 days before the fight, and I had to be 69 kilo. And
Yeah.
the nutritionist said to the coach, "Listen, he's not going to make 69 kilo. It's dangerous if you let him do that." But there's
Yeah.
no other opportunity to. I couldn't go in the weight division above. It's all you're booked in to fight at that weight, and that's what happens. So you can't pull out. I couldn't pull out, although we're advising us not to do it.
Mm.
So yeah, I had to do a lot of running. It was a hard work making the weight. I was running at 6 in the morning around the Olympic camp where we were staying, and we're weighing in at 10 a.m. and then we're fighting at 1 p.m. I was drained. I was absolutely drained. So it was like the biggest lesson learned in weight cutting and making sure your food and nutrition is really on point. Because if you don't make it do the correct things, it's dangerous as well. Like it was. I was dehydrated. I was like spitting feathers basically. Mouth like
Yeah,
Gambler's
losing a lot
flip
of
flop.
water. Yeah,
And yeah, I
losing a
learned
lot
a
of
valuable
water.
lesson. But that's where it was.
Yeah,
It was the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. It was like, yeah, that was really good. But after that, I turned pro. I thought, it's not much more I want to do now in the amateur game, so I'm going to go professional when I get back. That was my mindset. Anyway, going into the games, I was going
mm.
to fight, and I had this idea I wanted to be a professional boxer. So that's what I went into next after the games.
That's good, mate. Yeah, and I bet it's a good experience over there as well in Australia.
Phenomenal, yeah. Yeah, boxed all over the
Yeah,
world with Wales, Denmark, Finland, loads of mad places.
yeah.
Ireland, loads of mad
It,
places, yeah. Really good. It was
it's
really a
got.
good experience. I enjoyed
Uh,
the amateur game more than the professional game.
yeah. Why was that?
Yeah. Hey?
Why was that?
Um, because the amateur game's a sport, the professional game's a business, so it's all about
Okay.
selling tickets. You know, you're not
Mm,
really um, competing straight away against any high level guys. You're boxing journeyman. You're just beating people up. Right? It's a bit like I felt like a bit of a bully, really.
yeah,
Fighting people, no one to hammer just because I sell loads of
yeah.
tickets.
Oh, I get it, mate. Yeah.
I was like fighting like so. You know, my mindset is always I want to fight the best people. I remember going to the first amateur ABAs, and there was a guy called Tony Doherty. My coaches wanted me to avoid him. He'd had 80 odd fights or 90 odd fights, and he lost about three. He's one of the best in Europe at the time. Phenomenal amateur, and I wanted to fight him. So my coach said, "No, you're going to go into the 75 kg division." I said, yeah, I'll go with 75 kg division. Anyway, they took Eddie Lloyd and Daryl will tell you, Rich is this the God's honest truth. Anyway, gone down to the weigh-in. I've jumped on the scales. I'm 69, bang on 69 kg, where Tony Doherty is. And my coach said, "You've done this on purpose, haven't you?" I said, no. After that, I did do it on purpose. Genuinely did it on purpose. Like, obviously, lost the
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah.
And I got to box Tony Doherty, actually. And that's how I ended up getting picked to box for Wales, because the coach see me give him a few problems in the fight that no one ever does. He'd knock people out straight away, pretty much. But I give him a few
Mm,
problems, and the Wales coach at the end of the fight says, "Listen, you're going to be boxing for Wales now because he's going pro," and that's how I got picked to box for Wales. You know, and I chose the harder fight, choose the harder route. So that's kind of my mindset anyway. So
yeah.
it's all right
It brings the
fighting. You
best.
got.
Brings the best out of you, then, doesn't it, mate? You know, if you're fighting the best people,
I
it
want to
tends to
test
bring out the
myself.
best.
I want to
Yeah, of course.
I want to test myself. That's what I want to do. Is I just if I know I'm fighting people I know I'm going to beat, I don't get motivated to train. I just don't want to train. I can't be arsed. And then when
Mm,
I beat him, I don't feel any. I don't feel good for it. I want to feel like I've done something, achieved something. When I'm beating people I know I can beat, what sense of what's the word for that? I don't know. You know, what pride I can get out of that. Beating
yeah,
someone I know I
yeah,
can beat.
yeah. 100%, mate.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
So,
that's why. So yeah, that's why I preferred amateur boxing than pro boxing, because you're
yeah,
fighting the best people available if you want to
yeah,
be the best,
cool.
So that's why.
Um, so it says here, competed internationally with MMA, KSW 35 in Poland, and
Yeah,
then South Africa as well. You competed over in South Africa.
yeah, phenomenal promotions. KSW is one of the best. I mean, I think they've got the second highest attendance after UFC. I think 71,000 or something. I think UFC beat it by 72. So they're really popular over there. It's a massive sport over there. Yeah, that was probably the best
Yeah.
promotion I fought. I fought in Cage Warriors. Cage Warriors is great promotion. Hard fights again on there, but out of all the promotions, I'd say KSW is one of the best. Phenomenal.
Okay. And then
Mm.
another one's EFC in Johannesburg. What's that?
Yeah, it's another brand that's pretty much like the UFC of South Africa over there. It's really good. Again, good promotion. They just copy the Bible, which is the UFC. They just do everything exactly the same. Even got the same gloves, same mate, but they just put the UFC on him. They try and
Okay.
copy
Yeah.
it. But no, they do
Okay. Yeah.
everything. They right, the promotion side of it. They look after you, good people. They actually asked me to fight last May when I had the fight booked with Mike Ian for a world title. I turned it down because me and Mike Ian went to have 3 fights. So I thought, money wise, financial wise, that's what I want to do now. At this stage of my career, they're offering me like 3 or 4 grand to fight for a world title, a killer over there, or I'd fight Mike Ian, which is going to make 30, 40 grand. So I chose
Mm,
this one over here, but he kind of like backdoored me on that because he only had one fight in me, promised me 3, shook on 3 fights we're going to have, and then basically doesn't want to fight now. for whatever reason.
No.
So yeah, I lost the opportunity. And when I shake
That's,
someone's hand, there's a deal's done. But to me, he's not. He's not a fighter. Like, he's not a deal. Like, that's not a good thing that people should do. If you're gonna shake on it, you
no,
should
no.
follow through with it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So
yeah,
so
lost that.
he's gone back on that then.
He's 100% gone back on that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the be all and end
It's a
all
bit
of
of a
it. But
shame, mate, isn't it?
yeah, it's thanks. We had a good attendance on the first fight. Great atmosphere, fantastic. I'm sure the other two fights would have been even better.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
probably would
but
have been a build up to them then as well, especially if you'd have beat him in the
yeah,
second one. There would have been a good build
yeah.
up there, mate, wouldn't there?
Well, that was the idea. He wins one, I win one, and the final one we go to war. But
Yeah,
he's took the money and ran to bloody Barbados somewhere. I think
it might happen. It might happen further down the line, mate.
he's
You never
never going
know.
to trust me on this one. I know for a fact that fight. I guarantee now, mark my words, that fight will never go on again.
Nightmare.
Yeah, but
Right then,
anyway,
mate.
we
We'll
move
move
on.
on. So you pursued a career in MMA, serious enough to get you over to South Africa and Poland and places like that. Then, so what type of commitment then does it take to go from being a footballer, getting
Sacrifice.
into the boxing ring, and then commitment? Just tell us a bit more about commitment and sacrifice, mate.
Sacrifice everything. If you want to be a professional fighter, sacrifice your whole life. Literally, but everything, like, nights out, with mates, drinking, gone. Even time with your girlfriend, quality time with your girlfriend, gone. That, because if you're in a relationship, you need to put at least 50% into a relationship. You got to give it half your
Mm,
time and then half to, but you can't do that in a fight game, because your goal is and your purpose is fighting professionally, and you're fighting people that can actually hurt you.
yeah,
Find people that are absolute animals that, you train every day, 2-3 times a day. That's a dangerous sport. So you can't tippy toe into professional combat sport like mixed martial arts at a high level, which is like, say, Cage Warriors and these international shows and beyond. You can't do it. You're stupid if you do. And the
yeah,
people that do tip the toe and they get hurt, and they don't last long anyway. I've seen it. I've
mm,
been around it.
yeah.
So
Because
yeah,
it's a
if you want to be,
fitness, it's a fitness thing as well, mate, innit? So
gotta be
you don't
super
know.
fit. Your
Yeah, you
body's
got to be
getting
super fit.
you're getting kneed, elbowed, slammed, choked. You're not going to get conditioned to that by sitting on the sofa with your missus or going on holidays and drinking lager.
No,
So
no.
you've got to be.
So
That,
uh,
that's what I tell my
uh,
guys. You want to be a fighter, then you have to realise what it's a serious game. It's not a
yeah.
joke. You can be hurt.
So passing that on then into real life as well, outside the octagon and stuff like that. What advice could you give to people about committing to a work career, committing to anything basically?
It's funny. I was just doing a video on this before, so like avoidance, like things that need to be done. Like
Mm,
that's the biggest, I think, downfall most people have, whether it's your business, your relationships, communication, your health. Avoiding things that need to be done, non-negotiable things. Like, say, for instance, if you talk about fitness for now, non-negotiable, you have to walk at least 10,000 steps a day. Non-negotiable, you have to eat at least 80% of your foods, whole foods, and drink clean water rather than drinking fizzy pop and stuff like that. If you're serious about a healthy lifestyle, so they're non-negotiable. If you can do them, you're going to be generally fit, and that's just walking 10,000 steps a day. If you want to go beyond that and start getting abs and big muscles and all that, or the ladies want a nice figure, then you have to do a little bit more than that. So it's how much you want to prepare to sacrifice to get those things.
yeah, yeah. No, it's a good answer, mate. It's a good answer. So moving from that, mate. Yeah. So the commitments there, we've heard a lot about commitment and stuff like that. And then let's just say you want to be part of the MMA. You want to be a fighter. What type of planning do you need to put in place in terms of once you're committed? You get yourself a coach, someone like yourself. What does a plan, like a really robust plan, look like for somebody that be fighting for 12 months or something like that?
Well, someone's just starting out.
Someone that's just starting out, or someone that they've had a bit of luck. They've managed to get themselves into the octagon, and then they want
Okay.
to start taking it seriously.
Okay. Yeah. Depends. Even the amateurs now is some absolute beast in the amateur scene now. Really good amateurs. So if you start like say you've had one fight and you've kind of just won one fight, and you've kind of like tippy toed in it, then I would say go and join a good team with good experience, good training partners. You want at least 3 or 4 people around your weight, so you spar with, do drills with, etc. There's no point of a flyweight going to a gym full of heavyweights, or a heavyweight going to a gym full of flyweights. So you need to get around someone similar weight, size, and to you, experience, etc. get a good coach, obviously, with a good team behind him, and make sure you're, like you say, focus on what you actually want to achieve, and then you'll get the advice and the help by being around those circles. Like they say,
Yeah.
iron sharpens iron, kind of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that's a good statement, mate. Yeah. So when you were fighting, mate, and when you realised that it was for you, you started taking it really seriously. What type of planning did you put in place?
I'm a psychopath for me when it comes to commitment and doing something and wanting to fight and stuff. I'm all in straight away. If I've got one inkling I'm going to do something, then I'm all in. So straight away, I was even doing. Um, I went to jail first a while. So when I was on home leaves, my home leaves were going to a gym in Manchester. So I just
Mm.
train. I was obsessed because I knew I wasn't going to get my boxing license when I come out, my pro license back. I knew I was on license. So my mate said, just start this MMA. It's going to go off. And I was like, go on, then I'll give it a go. So that's what I did. I went all in, like, and I didn't look back, and that's why I didn't start MMA till I was 31. Don't forget, so that's a late time to start mixed martial arts, and to get where I got in that short space of time at that age, but did all right. I did okay, but like
Yeah,
I say, I only did okay because I was 100% committed. I was all in. I was like my
yeah,
mate
yeah,
now, John. He's all in now. We're doing well with jiu-jitsu. The guy who's doing fantastic, and he is just literally obsessed with the sport, and that's why he's doing really well. That's why he's won, like, I think 38 fights out of 34. Because he's absolutely committed to it. And that's the kind of thing you need. You need that obsession, almost a healthy obsession.
yeah. Yeah,
You
no,
know
no,
what I mean?
that's good, mate. Yeah, and obsession, and like you say, it doesn't always have to be a healthy obsession. It can, if you are obsessed by something and you are going all out on it, people are going to look in and say, "Oh, he's obsessed by something," but sometimes that's the commitment you need to go to a certain level, mate. Yeah, so yeah, being obsessed with any kind of commitment like that is okay in my eyes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. When
Um.
people tell me
So
I'm obsessed, I say thank you.
yeah, yeah, that's good, mate. Yeah. So, how do you say? Well, what's your advice then to people on staying consistent? Then, so they got a decent plan in place, but you get the odd guy who's coming. It's raining. He's not making the gym. Can't make it. His car's broke down. Stuff like that. How do you get a message across where you've got to be consistent?
Stop lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Those people, stop lying. I've seen all the excuses in the world. I've seen all the excuses in the world. You know, I've never really looked for excuses myself, so I don't understand it. Like, if you want to do something, then you're going to do it. You're going to find a way. If you don't want to do something, you're going to find an excuse. When you're looking for more excuse than you are to find a way, then you're wasting your own time. I'd say you need to reevaluate what you really want to do, because like this sport is no joke
Yeah.
in that sense, And I think you should have that mindset anyway in anything you want to do. If you want to be
Mm.
successful, then you have to be 100% committed. You have to find a way to be successful, whatever you want to do. Um, so yeah, lay down the foundation, just follow the path, and also get around people that have done it. Some people got maps that you haven't. Link onto people that have got maps that have been there, done it, or doing it. Sometimes that helping hand does help. Sometimes you can't always do things on your own as well. Like I say, that's why I didn't do MMA on my own. I got around people. I went to Manchester, got around people, got around a coach, got around people. And sometimes that's going to give you that light. And sometimes when it's like getting hard, you need those people around you, don't you? Sometimes
Yeah.
to pull you
Yeah,
through.
do you think it helps out sometimes to be in, not I know it's an individual sport, but having a good team behind you and having the camaraderie with the people in the gym, the ladies and the men. Do you think it's important to have that camaraderie and the team support behind you?
Yeah, 100%. Like, so I'd have a fight, say at the beginning of August, and then lads wouldn't have fights like 2, 3 months away or 4 months away. They'd still be in the gym helping out. And say, for instance, a lad's just had a fight, they'll be back in the gym on the Monday helping the other team.
Mm.
That's what it was like. That's what it was like in Manchester. SPG was really good under Carl Tanswell. Like, he had that camaraderie. Like, you didn't want to let people down. Like, oh yeah, I used to fight on the Saturday, and on the Monday I'd be in to help other people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just
Yeah.
about me; it was about helping everyone. But I think sometimes helping others will help you as well, because you'll grow together. I think that's the mindset we should all have, really. Like, especially, it's an individual sport. It's still a team around you. Still need a good team around you, and everyone bounce off each other.
Yeah.
So I do think that's
Yeah.
a
No,
good thing.
yeah, it's a good answer, mate. Yeah, it's a good answer because I think, I struggled like I've got businesses, a couple of businesses that I run, stuff like that, and I always found later on in my business career that when I had other people around me, because I was quite pig-headed at first, I was like, I can do all this on my own, I can. But then when I had people to rely on, I had people to go back to and have a chat with, then it become easier, and then their ideas turn into my ideas, and then we start to flourish more. So yeah, it's important to have a team behind you, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. So then discipline, mate. Let's get on to discipline. So the consistency and discipline, they sort of run side by side a little bit, but in terms of discipline, getting in the gym, doing the reps, what's the best advice you can give to someone about being disciplined, not just in MMA and stuff like that, but in all walks of life?
So discipline to me is just like, again, non-negotiable. Like you've got to just keep showing up, whether you feel good, whether you feel shit, whether you're motivated, whether you're not. You just got to keep discipline on the goal in hand. So yeah, that's really it. Isn't it really, discipline is key. Discipline is probably the best ingredient you can have for yourself. Being disciplined to showing up every day, whether you're feeling good or not. Some
Yeah,
days I'm or not now so much. I don't fight as much now, but when I was, I remember like falling out of bed, thinking, "How the hell am I gonna go here today and do another 12 rounds of them down there when they're beasts down there? Some are fighting top level guys. Even sparring was hard. The rest of them was hard with them, but I'm doing it because I've got to do it. Do you know what I mean? You just got to do it. I've got to get up and go have a coffee, wake myself up, and go down to Manchester, fly down there an hour and a half, train for 2 hours, and fly back, and then do it again at night in my own gym. That's
yeah,
discipline. That's discipline. That's the biggest ingredient. Like you say, with discipline, a lot can create from that. You can create a lot from that. Motivation,
yeah,
not so much as it. Motivation comes and goes. If you only rely on motivation, then you're not going to be going very far because I'm not motivated every day. I'm guessing
no.
most people ain't motivated every day. So yeah,
Um,
discipline's massive.
Yeah, motivation comes and goes, mate. In my eyes as well. I did 2 Ironman last couple of years, and again, the motivation for me. Sometimes I didn't want to get on the road. I didn't want to get on the tarmac. I didn't want to put my shoes on, but the discipline got me up on the rainy mornings and stuff like that, and it carried me through. And I had a non-negotiable thing in my head to say, right, it doesn't matter whether it's raining, whatever, how many miles you got to do today. You got to get out that door no matter what.
Mm.
So, any advice from any tips on how to create discipline for MMA and walks of life?
So get the reps in. So for example, now I was just doing a video again similar to this. Now saying about, so if I'm saying I'm going to do something, I have to do it. So if I've said now to my mate, right, tomorrow we're going to go and do a 5 mile run. So I'm going to 100% turn up whether I'm ill or whatnot, or whether it's rainy tomorrow or whether it's sunny. I don't care. I'm going to turn up anyway and go and do it. The more you can do things like that, the more you're going to build discipline. The more you talk yourself out of things, say you're going to do something, don't do it. You're going to weaken yourself, and if
Yeah,
you're going to have this mindset of, oh, do you know what? I can find this excuse and I make myself feel better about it. I'm not go because it's raining. Oh, it's raining. It's cold. I'm not going to go. So realistically, to build good discipline, you've got to keep on doing things consistently over and over again. So like, say you're going to do something, go and do it. Don't not do it. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
simple, isn't it? Really,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
these
You just
things
got to be
like people
honest. You got to be
underestimate.
honest with yourself, mate. Haven't you? You just got to be honest
Stop.
with yourself and look
Yeah,
yourself in the mirror and say, "Listen, I'm going to do this today."
couldn't do it. Yeah, and that will. If you want to be successful, that's what you have to do. And that's kind of my mindset when I was training for becoming an MMA fighter. Is like say most days I was broken, like dead,
Mm,
feeling exhausted. But and when I did it anyway, but that made me a better fighter. And also then it was just I was doing the things then in the end when I was tired. I just okay, I'm tired, so what? It's just
mm,
autopilot now. Whereas before, when you first start getting that feeling, it's like oh, got to convince yourself to do it. And you got to get yourself over the finish line. But in the end, just do it
yeah,
anyway because that's part of the parcel of fucking being a fighter. That's the what I mean. It's a hard sport. That's what we sign up for. That's what I signed up for. So discipline's created naturally in the end. It's like it's just that's it. That's in your DNA.
yeah. And then after the big session, like you get into the gym, you think I can't do this. I'm getting pounded everywhere. I'm training with some good lads, but then after the session, 100%, you always feel better after the session, don't you? Once you drag yourself down there and you think, I'm so glad I went today. You know,
Hundred
it,
percent, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll never come back from Manchester. Thinking, oh, I wish I never went, even with a black eye or a bleeding nose.
mm,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
You
I'm,
always
I'm
learn
always
something.
like buzzing
Always
myself.
learn something. Yeah.
that's because you've done something that's challenging.
Mm.
Challenging yourself's good, isn't it? For your mindset.
Yeah.
The challenges are what, especially man. I think we need a bit of a challenge to keep us going.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
We've got to
So
build that muscle. We've got to build that muscle of challenge, mate. And then once you overcome, you get a little bit of momentum. You think, right, well, I did well last week, and that builds and builds. And the more you put yourself into tougher situations, the momentum builds, mate. And then that's when the discipline muscle builds, mate, isn't it?
yeah, I like I
Yeah.
say, MMA was a fantastic thing for me. Helped
Mm.
me massively. So it helped
Yeah.
me like mentally, in all aspects of life, really. Do you know what I mean? In my business, everything. So if I
Yeah.
want to achieve something,
Good
I go
stuff.
out and try and do it, and I will go and do it.
Yeah. Well, that's good,
So,
mate. Right then, mate. So we're going to move on to number 6, which
yeah.
is it's luck and opportunity. And I have this debate with a lot of people that the harder you work, the luckier you get. So just give us a little bit of a story or a bit of a background on putting yourself out there in the ring in everyday life, and what opportunities do you create from putting yourself in good situations where other people will call it luck, but I see it as opportunity.
Hmm. Look, I'm not a lucky guy, but because create my own luck is a word they're saying, that they create your own luck.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the how I started MMA was obviously my boxing career had to take a what's the word? Had to take a break.
Bit of a
So
detour.
yeah, I had to take a detour, but I know I couldn't wait that long because I was 31 at that time, so waiting until 34 just to start boxing, I'd be too late. My
Mm.
prime's probably 28, 31 anyway, as it is. I'm thereabouts. I'm thereabouts there then, aren't I? So
Yeah.
that's why I took the road into MMA. So I knew it was going to be hard work, and at 31, starting in something new like that, it's probably a bit mental, like in some people's eyes. Professional MMA fighting at 31, even though I had boxing background. So I think the hard work and dedication I put into that got me the opportunity to fight all over the world. So
Yeah.
some people say you're lucky, or you got to fight here. No, I worked hard for that, get
Mm.
those opportunities, and I
Yeah.
got these memories of fighting all these places and meeting so many good people in the game and stuff like that'll last forever. And to me, that even though I didn't make that much money from MMA, I got the memories that and experiences that most people will never have. So
Yeah.
that's my lucky story, really. Maybe it's a bit shit, really, but for me, that is luck. I feel lucky that I got the career that I did.
Yeah. It's a perfect answer, mate, because that's the, like you say, other people see it from the outside, like you've done a lot of traveling, you've been here and there, but you took the hits, and that's the picture I'm trying to build with Progress Hex is that if you put yourself in certain situations, you're going to get good opportunities. You keep knocking down the doors, you keep taking the punches, you're going to get more opportunities than somebody's just sitting on their arse. So other people see it as luck, mate, but you answered the question perfectly that it isn't luck. It's you putting yourself in your own opportunity, and it is a good story, mate. Yeah, it's never run your own story down, mate. Yeah, it's a really good story. Yeah, so no, that's a good answer
Yeah,
that one, mate.
that's me. That's it. That's it. So like I say before, you create your own luck, don't you?
Yeah,
You don't
you do, mate, but
you
it's
don't
putting
create your own
yourself in
luck by
them good.
sat on the sofa.
No, that's it, mate. Yeah. So yeah, well, we're not quite ready to wrap up, mate. Yeah, but so you've had a varied career: football, MMA, boxing. You've gone to a gym owner and stuff like that. What does it take to reinvent yourself from certain disciplines? So footballing, MMA. What do you need in your armory to reinvent yourself for those different sports?
Oh, a few people call me the comeback king. I don't know. I think what it's a tough one that. Tough one that. How do you
Yeah.
reinvent yourself? Well, again, it's going to be mindset, isn't it?
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
your mindset. It's like I keep reinventing myself because I believe that with the right mindset, you can achieve things. You can do whatever you want. Really, if you put your mind to it, and you set these goals out, and you have this plan, and you follow the plan, then if it doesn't work, the plan, there's always another plan you can make. So just keep going until you do succeed in whatever you want to do. So to me, I was always going to find a way.
Yeah. But believing in
That's it.
yourself.
Yeah, self belief. Yeah, of course that goes in with mindset. With the right mindset and self belief system, I believe you can achieve whatever the hell you want. I'm not saying I can beat Mike Tyson in a straightener, but I'd give a better go at it if I put that
Mm.
mindset of like, yeah, I can beat him, or I'm going to do this work
Yeah.
to beat him. I'd have a
Mm.
better chance, wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You're putting yourself, like you say, you're giving yourself every opportunity to get the best outcome out of it, regardless of whatever that is, mate. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
and then
sense,
you
mate. Yeah.
might get lucky. Who knows?
Well, that's it. Especially in a boxing ring, mate, you might get lucky. Yeah,
Anything
that's
can
it.
happen.
Yeah. So just tell us a bit about your gym, the gym in Colwyn Bay, then Paradox Fitness, mate. What goes on there? What do you do? How many people you've got on board? And
Yeah.
just tell us a few stories about that.
Yeah, it's the People's Gym. I was Paradox People's Gym now, so I changed to People's Gym because COVID came, did shut it all down. So I just changed the name, rebranded it, and come back out with the People's Gym. So we've got about 60 odd members there now at the minute, and you got people that pay to go. They've got a lot of people that train 1-to-1 online and in the gym. It's a gym for all walks of life people. So we've got people from all walks of life, really, like you say. From I've had judges in my gym before now.
Yeah.
That sit in the Crown Court or sitting in the dock. To people that have been in jail. From all walks of life, really, and that's the good thing about the gym. It's like once you're in that environment, it's like no one's looking down on people or sitting on a high horse. It's just like everyone's getting on with their thing. So that's the vibe I want to create, where everyone's pretty much no one thinks they're better than anyone else.
Yeah. So you create a good surroundings for everyone to sort of feel involved and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got no mirrors in the gym, so no one's posing in the mirror. Not saying anything's wrong with posing, but it's not one of them type of gyms where you come in like it's just a class-based gym, MMA gym, mixed martial arts gym, fitness gym.
Yeah.
And people just get on with their work and get fit and healthy. We've helped a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people recently as well, like young lads getting bullied and stuff, getting bullied up in school, overweight, whatever, etc. And then they start fighting, competing, and build up confidence. So rebranded them themselves, and I don't think they'll look back now, and things like that. So yeah, we do a lot of
Yeah.
good things as well in the community. So we
Yeah.
try and
I've
help
seen
people.
that the 58-mile zooathon, mate. Yeah. Tell us a bit about that.
The 50 what?
Did you do a zooathon from Chester to Welsh Mountain Zoo?
Yeah, we did. When COVID hit, so they were struggling obviously with no money coming through the gates. So I decided to do a run in costumes and stuff from a long one it was. Can't remember. It might be in that. I'm not sure how many miles, but it took us all day.
58 miles. 58 miles. It says.
Yeah, we did. I think we gained 2.5 grand, 2,700 we raised from that.
No, I think it says a little bit more online. I think it said it was closer to about 5 grand. They said.
Well, there you go. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like 6 years ago now, wasn't it? COVID and all that.
Mm.
So it's got quite a lot of money. So yeah, we do all that kind of thing. I'm doing a walk on Sunday actually as well. Me and my mate. I'm carrying my mate 5.5 miles on my back from one pier to the other. Try and raise some money for Lisa Jones, who's an old friend of mine, good friend of mine. Unfortunately, she's stage 4 cancer, struggling. So I'm trying to carry him from one pier to the other. It's going to be absolutely hard. It's going to kill my back. I know it is. I only had my
Yeah.
back for 5 minutes every day. It's fucking killing. So I've got to try and get him to Colwyn Bay to Llandudno. It's going to be a killer.
Okay, mate. No, that sounds really good. I think I seen some of that before I clicked on, mate. Yeah. So when you're doing that on Saturday?
Sunday, yeah.
Okay,
Again,
nice one.
that's what I
Nice one.
need all those points for talking about.
Yeah. No.
But
Good luck with that, mate.
I've committed.
Yeah.
I'll no matter how I get, even have to get on my knees and crawl there with him. I will. I'll get
Yeah.
there. I'll find a way. I never say never
No,
mind.
that's good, mate. Yeah. Well, hopefully you get the weather for it, mate. Yeah, because it's starting to brighten up a bit now, mate, isn't it?
Hopefully, yeah. We've already raised 500 quid for her as well off that one post there. She messaged me before saying I've raised 500 quid for her. Amazing already, like, isn't it?
Yeah. What you do tend to find with the community, especially like Colwyn Bay and Real as well, Real gets slated quite a lot, but the community spirit, once people get behind people, it's just
it is good.
it's unrivaled.
Everywhere, I'd say that you're right there. Yeah, it's good. Also,
Yeah.
as well, we've got a fucking mad costume. He's wearing a bonnet outfit, so
So you don't want to get his nutsack too close to your head, mate.
I know right by me as well. Mrs. like, you're mad, aren't you?
Yeah. So how much does he weigh then, you mate?
82 kilo.
Yeah. And you've got to carry him 5.5 miles.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough, that, mate.
I'm going to
Going to
be
be
dead, I
tough.
know. I'm
Yeah.
going to probably off the gym for a week. It's probably going to damage me, like, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, mate. So what type of training are you doing now at the moment? How are you keeping fit? You know, obviously you're training everyone else. You're keeping busy. So what does your
I keep
regime
fit
look
by
like from a
keeping.
day to day?
I keep fit by looking after my 5-year-old twins 3 days a week, mate.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hard work.
cool.
I'm chasing them around and keeping them entertained. Yeah, no, I do hold pads and stuff. I don't really train, but I'm going to start competing again in jiu-jitsu. So I've made the decision actually today to commit to make a decision to fight in 3 months in a competition at the elite level. So I'm in training for that now.
That's good, mate. Yeah, cool. Right, mate. We're going to bring it to a close, and I always ask one question of the guests. What's the one bit of advice you could offer to people? Doesn't necessarily have to be doing MMA, just in life in general. And you can tie it into MMA if you want. But what's that one piece of advice to get people sort of off the couch, get men thinking, right, I can do this, get in a good mindset. What's that one piece of advice you could pass on?
Ooh, good question, that, isn't it? One piece of advice. Would be, why wouldn't you want more for yourself in the next 10 years? If you can look back at the last 10 years you had, what would you like now? And what would you like in the next 10 years? Or what would you like to achieve from the last 10 years? And if you could have had that now, why can't you do that in the next 10 years?
Hmm.
Just achieve some goals. I don't know. That's probably the best thing I can say, because like I'm always wanting to try and do something. Like I have to have a purpose. I have to have some kind of goal or something. If I don't, I go crazy, go around the bend. I probably
Yeah.
would start drinking and stuff. But when I've
Hmm.
got goals and I've got something ahead of me, then yeah, it gets me out of bed, say, and gets me going to do the right things. Like I've just had my eggs today, back on, like you say, got that mindset again. Now I'm competing again, so I have to have something.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I'd probably eating a full English breakfast, you know. So
Yeah.
that's it. Having a goal and a purpose can change your direction, where you're going, whether you're going this way or that way. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Cool. No, that's a really good answer, mate. Yeah, that'll finish us up because my whole framework's about goal set mindset and stuff like that, goal settings and stuff like that. No, so I want to thank Azi for coming on the Hex Effect podcast. And my framework, Progress Hex, is it's really starting to take some traction now. And the full podcast will be on Facebook after I spoke to Azi and we've done some edits and stuff like that. But I want to thank Azi for coming on. I think what he's doing in the community is absolutely fantastic. He's obviously got a good mindset. He's turned his life around from a certain stage. He's helping other people out in the community. And I just want to thank him very much for coming on today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Azi.
Cheers, brother.
Right. Down. Cheers for that, Az.
Yeah, no worries, brother.
What
Yeah,
I'll
just send
do,
it.
what,
I'll be sweet with it anyway. I know
yeah,
what
what I'll do,
so.
mate, I'll pop down to the gym at some point, mate, and get a couple of pictures, and I'll let you know when I'm going to come down.
Splendid.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I appreciate that, mate. Really, thanks a lot. I do appreciate that, pal.
Nice one. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on as well.
Yeah, really good,
Cheers,
that,
brother.
mate. Thank you. Take
Take it
care,
easy.
mate.
Ta
Bye.
ta. Bye bye.